All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me this time. I'm so sorry about that. Um, looks like a setting on my computer needed to be changed. So at least we know if that happens again, we know what we need to do. So bear with me for a second while I share the new link to everybody because I want to make sure everybody's able to get on. Get back on where we were. Bear with me 1 minute. Let's see here. See how I can get this a link. Well, if while you're here and you're watching me take care of this, please drop me some comments in the link. Say something to me if you got some questions about anything. Tonight is all about teaching you guys how you can utilize ChatGPT. Paste. Yep, that's not working. Why not? Let's see here. There we go. New link. Let's let everybody else on Facebook know too. Paste. Share. Join here. Yep. So for those of y'all who join now, please forgive me. I had some technical difficulties I had to sort out. But we are back on. We are good to go. Thank you so much for those of you who let me know that there was no sound. Thank you so much. Y'all are definitely amazing for helping me out with that because some people came in and came out and didn't say nothing. They just came and left. Help me out, okay? Those of y'all who know me, y'all know I'm a professional singer, and there's no shame in my game. So if something is slipping, y'all let me know something so I can fix it and we can have a good time, please. Thank you very much. Give me just 1 second. I just wanted to assure that everybody who I'd invited to participate this evening is able to get in here. And if they aren't able to get back in, I understand. But the video will be available, and I'll just make sure that I plaster it everywhere as I usually do. That way they can get what they need from it, okay? So if you can hear me, go ahead and just send me some hearts. Oh, thank you so much, Patricia. Yay, I see you in the house. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. And please share this correct link with everybody. I'm going to have to go and take the other one down because, I mean, no one could hear anything. So I'll tend to that a little later. So, but thank you guys so much for being here this evening. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So again, this evening, I am teaching you guys how to leverage ChatGPT. Have you guys heard of ChatGPT before? If you have, send me some hearts, send me some yeses, some or some no's if you haven't. But if you have, just let me know. Because even if you haven't heard of it before, you're going to be introduced to it tonight. You have not heard ChatGPT. Okay, I got you. So, excuse me. ChatGPT is a program that many of us who are in business or just, we it's not only used just for business, but many of us who are in business, I'll put it that way, we tend to use Chat GPT a lot to make our work a little smoother, considering the amount of tasks that we need to use on a regular basis. So I'm getting ready to share my screen. Um, as a matter of fact, let me move. Well, if I can, yeah, there we go. Okay, and that way I can see y'all and myself because I want to make sure everything is smooth where I can see you and you can see me and we'll be good to go. Okay. Before because this is actually my first time sharing my screen on a live on YouTube. Yay me! So but it's not hard because I am used to utilizing Zoom. So I think that transferable skill is a lot smoother for me there. So let's talk about ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is a computer system that was a program, should I say, that was created to pretty much make our lives a little bit easier. And it's not that, this system does everything for you. It does not do everything for you. Just like any computer, a computer is pretty much only as smart as the person who is utilizing it, or at least the outcomes of it is just as good as the details you put into it in order to give you any output. Okay. And so with that being said, one of the things that I was mentioning to you guys, but I know you guys couldn't hear me before, is I want you to be very aware of how you utilize Chat GPT for anything, especially when it comes to legalities of situations. And I do appreciate the fact that Chat GPT does give you further information. Like if you're asking for like it to write you something like a legal document or something, it may say, hey, I'm writing this for you, but still make sure that you get, someone who is legally or lawfully able and credible enough to review this document and make sure that it fits the needs for whatever state or jurisdiction that you live in. Okay. And so even with what I'm doing, so I'm going to be sharing with you guys how you can literally create an outline to give you plans and help you follow through on those plans so that when you need to create an event or create a concert, like in my case, I'm working on a Christmas concert right now. So I literally have drafted out my entire Christmas concert that I'm going to be doing with my accompanist in a few weeks now. Oh my gosh, this time's coming around quick. So December 10th, you guys, I'll be sending out some information about that soon. So yes, so um this platform, you can basically utilize it to help you create things. And it's so amazing because it's not just about creating things, it's literally like knowing how to maneuver this program to give you not even just what you want, but sometimes more. Like it will give you things that you may have not even thought of. And I thought that that was pretty mind blowing, and extremely amazing because, like myself, I'm a performer. So there are things that I may not really know everything about when it comes to preparing for a concert. Um, Most things I usually know is make sure I got a mic, make sure my accompanist is set up, make sure the band is great, and I know my music, of course, and I can perform. But there are other intricate things. I'm not saying that I'm oblivious to anything else that has to do with performance, right? But there are some things that are not my forte and they're not in my lane. And so I prefer to make sure that whomever's lane that is for them to handle, it's being taken care of. And there's also these things where, if you are not aware of certain things, people in certain environments will try to take advantage of you. So, like, say, for example, if I'm admitting, hey, I'm a singer, but I don't know how to set up a show, I don't know how much these things might actually cost. I've never had the experience. Well, you're pretty much going to run into some situations where people are going to try to charge you more than what's normal, the average, if you haven't done your research. Some people might take some of the quality back and still charge you more for what you fully deserve to have. Okay, so just things that you want to just be mindful of when it comes to that. So I am going to share with you something that I started out with. Okay. And bear with me one second. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to please provide me, and I had some of these already prepared for tonight. So I am going to ask ChatGPT, and by the way, if you have some grammatical issues going on, you'll be fine. ChatGPT is pretty swift at picking up grammatical errors, which is great. Um, but anywho, I just want to let you know that that is something that you can work around. Just make sure that it's not way too off, because then it will throw off what your request is. Okay. So I'm going to say, hey, please provide me an outline and list of details on what to actually no. Let me put it this way. Hold on. Not what to ask. We'll share uh how to please provide me an outline of details on how to develop a concert um for, well, I should say a Christmas concert for myself, a solo soprano, and with an accompanist and live band. Okay. I probably should say please include details about, this is what I mean by being very specific, by the way. Let's see here. So you want to make sure that you include details about marketing, preparation, rehearsal schedule, planning for the event, or any additional helpful resources um, that can make the concert amazing. And I want to say make my concert amazing, because I want to personalize this. Okay. I don't want it to just sound like just a general thing. I want it to sound personal for me. Okay. So now I'm going to hit send message, and ChatGPT is going to do its thing. It's going to um provide me a feedback. Now, one of the cool things that I like about this is the possibilities are endless. And the reason why I say this is because so it's drafting something for me now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to read through this to make sure that it fits everything that I want to a T. Okay. And I'm not going to say that it's always going to be perfect, because you have some things too that you may be missing. Like I didn't put in that, like the style of music that I'm singing it. So it might even ask me, like what style of music is it for, or what I need, something else it might need for me to include, which I think is really cool, because when you're planning for an event, it's a lot. And it just really helps to have that extra brain around to help you with these things. And to think, you have people out there who are um I'm gonna continue generating. Please continue generating. um it was asking me if I wanted to continue generating more. So yes, please fill it up. So anywho, like I was saying, imagine, you have people who have been in the music industry for years. They know these things already. They know how to put together a concert. And a concert is never ever going to always be perfect. You're always going to have something that's going to happen. That's going to be off, a little bit. But like, one of my mentors says done is better than perfect. And I definitely agree with that 100%. Done is better than perfect, because you got through it. So, anywho, let's see what ChatGPT came up with. Okay. So, developing a Christmas concert as a solo soprano with an accompanist and live band is an exciting endeavor. Here's a comprehensive outline to guide you through the process, including marketing, preparation, rehearsal schedules, event planning, and additional resources to ensure a memorable, successful concert. So it sounds like it listened to everything that I asked for. So that's good. So now it says concept development. Now, this is a good one. Okay. Concept development. This is so important. Like, think about Beyonce's concert she just did. You know that there was a huge concept behind what she did. She didn't just put anything out there for us to go watch. She and her team took their time to plan out the entire concept of what was going to occur and why, the meaning behind it, right? So this is where we want to start. So it's number one, concept development, theme selection. So we're going to select the theme. How do we want this? How would I want this Christmas concert to go? Okay. So it'll say choose a Christmas theme, winter in Wonderland, classic Christmas carols, a journey through Christmas around the world. So it's giving you suggestions, right? Now maybe that may not be the concept you're going for. Maybe you want it to be a little different. You can go back, by the way. You see this little button? You can click this and you can change it and say, make it I don't know, somebody give me an idea, a suggestion for a Christmas concert. Come on, drop something in the chat for me. Help me out. Help me. What kind of a Christmas a Christmas concert theme do you think would be great? Because I mean, I'm all for the Winter Wonderland. I don't mind that, but I mean, like, if there had to be something else out there other than what we most commonly know. Somebody drop something in the chat for me. Um because I would love some additional ideas. I was considering just putting something like classical, because I am a classical singer, but I do oh, you know what? Let's do Motown. Motown. Uh ooh, Christmas theme. Let's go with that. If I can learn how to spell Christmas right, I think I'll be good. All right. So I'm going to add that to it, and then I'm going to come and see what it does next. Okay. So what is it going to do? It's going to take it away. It's going to, well, not take it away. It's still there. Okay. It is still there, but it's going to generate a new version of what we were just doing. Okay. Some things will be moved around. I'm trying to show you how Chat GPT works as well. Okay. So anytime you change something around, it's going to pretty much make you a whole new set of things, but it's going to be based on whatever was changed. And that also could affect everything else depending on the theme. Okay. Um, in the meantime, I'm going to go back up here. Now look at this. It changed it for me, and it gave me something specific. It said focus on a Motown Christmas theme. Select songs that blend Christmas tunes with unique Motown sound. Consider incorporating Motown style arrangements of traditional carols, right? So look at that. It literally has given me an outline of what I needed to go with. Now, when I say that it did not get rid of the previous one, this is what I mean. If you look at this button here, you click back on this little caret to the left there, and look, it goes right back to where we were before. Okay, so if you are like, hey, I like this aspect of what it's giving me, but this other thing, I don't really like that. Let me change the paragraph a little bit. You go back and change what your details were, and then you get generated a new version of what you were asking for with that updated detail or details. Okay. Now we can move forward from this. It's offering us ideas about venue selection. It's telling us to make sure we choose a venue that fits the size of the audience. So these are things that some of us may not think about sometimes. I'm not going to lie, I have thought about it, but sometimes I haven't thought about it when I do concerts. But I'm learning a lot, and I'm going to be applying these things more often. It's also saying assure good acoustics and space for the band. That's really important. You want to make sure that not only is your size for, excuse me, the size for the concert for your audience is perfect, but you also want to make sure that the acoustics in the environment is great and you have enough space for your band. You don't want anything inside of an environment that is going to suck up the sound like carpet. Okay. Like for me, for example, when I'm singing, I definitely need my environment to have a lot of I want it to welcome vibration is what I'm going after. I don't want anything that has a lot of carpet because it'll absorb the sound. And then I'm really dependent on this thing at that point. And with the type of music that I sing and how I sing, I love to just use my voice. I am mic'd, yeah, but I don't like having to be like all up on the microphone just so that you can hear me. I have a big voice and I want my voice to be heard and not have to be strapped to a mic in order for you to hear me, right? Cool. Next thing we want to consider in this stage is budget planning. So, how much is this going to cost? So, we need to factor in the cost of the venue, the cost of the band to pay all of the instrumentalists, marketing that may take place. And I'm going to tell you something else I thought was really amazing about this, and I did this. I actually went into more detail about the marketing. So you can literally go inside ChatGPT and say, please provide me with more details on how to properly market my concert. Okay. You can literally ask it that and it will give you an outline of how to do those things. So that's amazing. And it may even give you some suggestions of like ads that you can utilize, decor, and any additional personal light sound technicians. Um, Also, you want to make sure that you have your date and your time readily available. That's very important. If you want people to be there on time and at the right place. So it's telling you, hey, make sure that this time does not clash with any other major or local events. And considering an evening time for a warm and cozy Christmas concert vibe. So look, it's trying to be very personable. It's telling you to make sure that it's going to give a nice, Christmassy vibe and warm vibe. So all of those things, to take into consideration. All right. Then we're going to talk about part two, team assembly, the band and accompanist coordination. So you're going to want to focus on hiring an experienced musicians who are familiar with the Motown genre. So you don't want to just hire any musician. Okay. If you hire someone who does not know how to play Motown style or they're not familiar with it, your music's going to sound kind of bad or kind of off. Okay. So make sure that is taken care of. And then it says to make sure you take time to arrange for rehearsals. So making sure that all musicians, performers can get together and rehearse together a certain amount of time to assure that the music is going to be on point, the concert's going to be on point, right? We're going to then take time to prepare the repertoire selection. And for those who may not be familiar with the term repertoire means the songs that you're going to sing or perform, okay? Um so the song choices, so it's going to be like a mix of well-known Christmas classics in this theme, Motown hits, right? You're going to incorporate both upbeat numbers and slower, soulful tunes. And that is so important. This right here tells me how smart Chat GPT is and how well-rounded this computer program is because it knows that nobody wants to sit there and listen to the same type of song all night long. We need some ups and some downs. We need some lows and some highs, to change the energy in the vibe in the concert. So that is amazing. I love that. Um, let's see, arrangements. Work with your accompanist and band to create unique arrangements. And I think that's really cool too because you know, I remember hearing Patti LaBelle years ago. She said something about how she never sings her songs the same exact way every single time. And that is so important. I guess I'll just go ahead and talk on this for a moment. Um, I did not really understand that concept at first when I first started getting trained as a singer, because I was taught under a very structured way. I was taught music in a classical sense, and so that type of style of music is very rigid in a sense. Like they don't really veer off the measure. You know what I mean? Now, not to say I've never had any experience outside of that. before I started that type of training, I grew up listening to all different styles of music, gospel, R&B, pop, rap, hip hop, all of that good stuff in the 1990s. Um, and the early 2000s. But when I got into high school, School of the Arts, Douglas Anderson School of the Arts in Jacksonville, Florida, I really had to learn a more structured form of unified music, I guess, in a sense, if you want to put it that way. And so it was one of those things where when you learn to sing in that style, your mind kind of becomes very I don't know how to put it. I don't want to say narrow minded because you're not narrow minded, but it's just very structured. Like there's no ad libbing. Okay. And so, to just think, hey, when I'm performing, I need to make sure that I'm offering my audience something new. So when it said giving the accompanist and the band, the performers some time to create some unique arrangements, I think that that's really cool because when you're dealing with an audience, you want to be able to put some nice new flair on the music and the taste style. And usually you hear that in like gospel music, R&B. You don't hear that in classical music too often. And I say too often because I am one of those sopranos who will ad lib on a classical piece to defy uh laws of nature. I will do that. I have been doing it and I will continue to do that. Um but but yeah, so keeping those things in mind, ensure that the arrangement and accompaniment I'm sorry, ensure the arrangements complement your vocal style. That is so important. You want to make sure that whatever you guys are working on together, you as the singer and the accompanist or the band, that it fits your voice. You don't have them singing. You don't want to have your band playing some rock music and you don't sing rock. That's not something you can produce. Um, so assure that whatever that you guys are working on, everything meshes well together. Not only do you want to make sure that the band and the accompanist fit you, but you also fit with them. Everybody needs to make sure that they're a right fit for this concert to go in the right direction. Otherwise, you're going to have somebody playing rock music while somebody's singing R&B and the accompanist is playing jazz. That's just not going to work. Right? Sounds like musical chaos. All right. Now, marketing and promotion. This is some good stuff. Branding. Now, I know a lot of people have heard of branding before. Um, Branding has to do with putting your name out there and it becoming an entity in a sense, really, that has a lot of backing, a lot of support, and you have to drive that baby. So it says to create compelling create a compelling concert name and logo. So these are moments where you want to take time to look at colors. What kind of colors are you going to use to drive your audience's attention? You might even need to know a little bit more. Like I remember one of the things that I brought up through Chat GPT. It asked me about demographics, and I'm not sure if it did that in this one, but I'm gonna tell you from experience. Um, I would say make sure that when you're in a section with marketing, that you are. Let me see. Did it say that? I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. No, I don't see it in here. I'm skimming through. You want to consider the age of your audience. You want to consider the demographic that you're performing for, basically. I know there are people who are just like, I want everybody to hear me, right? Well, everybody don't want to hear you. And it's not to be mean or rude or funny, but it's just that everybody has their preferences and you can't please everybody. Um, and Lord knows I'm not trying to. So I will tell you this: make sure that you have pin down who you are performing for before you do any marketing. Make sure that your music, well, I'll put it this way: you make sure that you figure out who your audience is. Okay. And that's what you're doing at that point in time when you're marketing and promoting yourself. You're looking at who is most attracted to your music, who's most attracted to the genre, the style, who's going to be buying from you, who are you most passionate about serving in your music. Okay. Because one thing you don't want to do is sing for a group of people who really do not care about the style that you perform for, or you enjoy singing. You want to make sure that you are marketing towards people who fully enjoy your genre of music, who enjoy your style, who enjoy your brand, and who enjoy your marketing tactics as well, or follow. That's another thing too. That's another whole concept when you're dealing with marketing. You need to market based on the type of demographic that you are promoting to. You have some people who do not pay attention to social media at all, but they may pay attention to, the newspapers, or they may pay attention to the news in general, or TV. They might watch more TV than they're on social media. And then you have some people who are the complete opposite. They're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and they never picked up a newspaper in their lives. And if you have an event in one of the local newspapers, they would never find it, because they're not going to look there. Okay. So all of these different things you want to take into consideration when you're building a brand for anything, and especially when it comes to promoting for a concert. Making sure too that the concert name and logo resonates with those things as well. Because if you are utilizing a name that is going to go above your demographics head, they are not going to catch it, and they're going to miss it, and you're not going to have the audience there to back you. It's just not going to be there. Color is another thing. So I don't know if you're familiar with the color wheel when it comes to branding. I would definitely recommend, I might make a video on that later. I utilized that when it came to my music school, as well as my program and my other brand voice launch masterclass. Um, and that there are reasons why I utilize the colors that I use, because I want to attract a certain type of demographic whom I know will be happy with my services, and whom I know will be, it will be manageable for me to assist and help. So there's psychology behind that as well. Also, you want to make sure that you're developing promotional materials such as posters, flyers, social media graphics that reflect the theme. And in this case, we're with the Motown Christmas theme. But remember, you guys, that again, whatever you're utilizing, you want to assure that the demographic that you are promoting towards is going to be utilizing those types of material. You may be promoting towards a demographic that's all on social media, maybe like 98% of the time, 95% of the time, the other 5% might be elsewhere. I would just flush the entire social media channel. Like, when I say flush, I mean like I would literally just post all over social media. I would buy ads, I would just send it on out and let it float around until it can't float anymore. Okay, I want to make sure that everybody in the world who's on social media gets that. Okay. And utilizing promotion in so many different ways. Advertising, utilizing social media platforms, considering local radio stations. That's another good one. There's a lot of people who still listen to radio. Community bulletin boards, local newspapers. And I'll tell you another thing too that's really good would be podcast. If you know someone who has a podcast or listens to podcasts, and or not just listens to podcasts. If you follow a podcast, you actually may find every so often they might do a little short advertisement on their podcast. Why? Because their channel needs funding, and they're willing to advertise about your brand if it matches their brand, and that's a whole nother story. So you want to make sure that whomever you're having, basically, if whoever you have advertising for you, you want to make sure that they have the right face for what your message is that you're sending to. Because you need it to match. You need it to be where it's like, okay, I know that this is my demographic, and my demographic of people in this age group and with these interests are going to follow this person and these people, and I need to get my stuff out in front of with those people in front of my audience, so that my audience will know, hey, I'm marketing myself and in my business and my show, or my, whatever it is that you're marketing. That way you're right in front of the right people. That's so important. Um, what you don't ever want to do is advertise in the wrong area, because then you'll lose money, and you might even get a little discouraged because nobody's buying anything. Ticket sales. So utilize online platforms. Most people are doing that these days. I remember back in the day we had tickets, even when we went to the zoo. These days you go to the zoo, like the Jacksonville Zoo, you can't get a ticket. You have to have something online in order to get in, like on your phone or a mobile ticket or something in order to get in. So utilize your online resources. Eventbrite, is one of them that I know of, is extremely popular. People put their events online that way. If you have a website, you can sell online tickets through that as well. Early bird discounts and group packages is something you also might want to consider. A lot of people tend to like being able to save a little bit by buying early, especially if they have a big group. So, or just even wanting to have a discount for people who are bringing multiple people with them. Keep that in mind, okay? Community engagement. So, you want to engage with local choirs, schools, community centers. Um, and this is so important because those organizations already have a great impact in the environment already. So you might as well go ahead and say, hey, is there maybe a donation or something that we can do to get our advertisement out in front of your people? Sometimes they'll take donations. Sometimes it might be they want you to volunteer for something. You don't maybe they don't even want money from you. They just want your time. You know what I mean? And I've done stuff like that myself, and I thought that was really cool because I was like, oh, great. I can offer you this number of lessons to your kids, your voice students, maybe for like a month or two, or whatever the value was that I needed to have paid off in time and in work. I did that, and I was able to get my advertisement. So, keep those things in mind. Sometimes it's not always about money, it's just about the value and the time that you can give to, be able to be a part of a community, and then, be able to they'll work with you and help you. They want to see you grow too. So that's a good thing. Um Offer some free tickets to community leaders for run contests. I think that's really neat. To offer free tickets to someone. That's a nice positive way to get yourself out in there, because then there people will realize, hey, they really want us to come and enjoy this concert, so maybe we should, and invite other people. And then, or do a contest, whoever does something to win the tickets, that's fun. That's a nice way to help somebody achieve something cool like that. For rehearsal schedule, initial meetings, discuss vision. So you want to talk about your vision for your concert. You don't want to just go out there and just sing anything. There has to be a story behind what you're doing. Anything that has a story behind it, it will sell. It will promote very well. It will market very well. You want to think about arrangements and logistics and the band and the accompanist as well. So all of these things have to mesh well together. Um, it's just like, I've seen where like churches do that, where like as a matter of fact, there was a church I used to sing for every Sunday in Palm Coast. And I remember how, we would literally, work with the bishop or the pastor at that church. And we would figure out, what message, was meant to be shared um, that next time that we were in church, so that we would make sure that we're promoting and singing, what was necessary for that ministry. And so, just to use as an example for you, that is another way to look at, creating a vision and arranging the logistics for the music, for the performance, for the audience, to make sure that you're serving in the right direction. Okay. Um, Regular rehearsals starts 2 to 3 months in advance. That's a nice way to put it. I would agree with that one too, especially depending on the difficulty of the music. Initially weekly. Initially weekly, then more frequently as the concert approaches. So basically, what that is which is that's just the way of life in music, where maybe you might meet a few times a week, or maybe you might meet weekly for the first 3 weeks. And then as you get closer and closer to the concert, those number of rehearsals that you do per week start to pick up. So I mean, yay and nay, it just depends on what kind of concert you're doing and what's needed. But just keep those things in mind. Technical rehearsal, at least one full run through the venue. I'm sorry, in the venue. With all technical elements. So basically, what this means is that you definitely want to make sure that before the concert, you run through the entire concert um, at the place where you're going to perform at the venue with all technical aspects, elements, and things that need to come together to make that concert amazing. Okay. So that's some wonderful advice right there in itself. Because one thing you don't want is for the lighting to be off or the microphone to be off, or there'll be a bad wire. Somebody hasn't checked something technical with the sound that needs to make sure that you're utilizing the right type of microphone or you're standing in the right place, the right time, however it is. Everybody has to be in sync. And that's so important when it comes to putting on a great concert. Um, let's see here. The concert day. Whew, we're almost there, y'all. Okay. Final preparations. Ensure all team members know their roles and timings. And checking all technical aspects. So this is when they would come back again and just make sure that everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody's going to be on time. They know where they need to be, when they need to be there, how they need to be there, whatever the situation is. Check all technical aspects. You're talking about making sure that your microphones are right, the volumes on the microphones are right, the mixers and everything else that needs to be adjusted up in the catwalk area up there in the I keep saying them back there, but basically in the room where they handle all of the technical things that come with lighting and sound, and just really pulling the other aspect of bringing the concert to life for the audience, making sure that all of those things are in place, making sure that the performers are where they need to be and they know where they need to be, when they need to be there, how they need to be there, whatever. Okay, those things are so important. Performance, engage with the audience between songs. So see, look, ChatGPT is trying to get into the concert with us over here. They're like, hey, make sure you engage with the audience. Okay. They did not come to play with me tonight because I didn't even know they were going to tell me how to perform. Look at that. So making sure that you engage with your audience. Don't sit up there just ChatGPT is like, listen, don't come up there singing monotone. Come up there with some flavor. Like, make sure you looking at me in my eyes when you're singing to me or when you're performing, right? Consider adding a narrative or a story to the concert, threading the songs together. I think that is so amazing. So I did that with ChatGPT. I actually told it to help me write out the order in which I wanted my song. So like my song list, I have a song list. I think I have like about maybe eight, I think it's 8 or 9 songs that I'm going to be performing. And I asked it to arrange the list for me, y'all. I asked it to arrange the list for me in a particular order because I just wasn't sure which one I wanted to sing first, and I wasn't sure exactly why. See, this is why a vision is so important. So what I did was I wrote out my vision for the concert, and then I asked it to put it in order based on these particular things and these things that I want to share throughout the concert. And boom, it did it for me. I thought it was amazing. I didn't have to sit there and keep rewriting and rewriting and look, pulling pulling this out and having to rewrite it a million times, and or going on what is that, Microsoft Word, and trying to go back and erase, and that's just too much sometimes. So with this, I could literally just be like, here, put it like this, fix it like this, and then it made what I wanted to come into fruition for me. So I really appreciate that. So getting back on task though, I just want to let you guys know that that's possible, and I thought that was amazing. Um, the other thing, it says to encore and bows. So once you're done, prepare 1 or 2 extra songs for an encore. So if you did a performance and people are like, encore, 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 they want more, they want more. You got to be ready. You can't just be like, oh well, that's all I came with, y'all. So you need to make sure you have something else, even if look, even if it is something you already sang, come back and sing that. Okay. Come back and give the people what they came there for. They came to be entertained and enjoy. Okay. So have something up, look, have something up your sleeve ready to go. Okay. Post concert, now I thought this was really neat too. One of the things that I did before mentioned this. So it says to make sure that you send out thank you messages to your team, to your venue staff, and the audience members who left their contacts. And I'm gonna tell you this is another great marketing tip. I'm gonna tell you right now, when you invite somebody to an event, you make sure you keep track of their name, their phone number, and their email. Why? Because you're going to need that information again when you're ready to market again. You're going to want to send them an email to let them know, hey, I'm doing another concert, or I'm doing another event, or I'm doing a whatever I'm doing, and I want you to be there. Okay. So make sure you have that information so that you don't just throw it away. Now, don't just take it and be like, oh, okay, I got the emails. I don't need it. No, you need it. Go get it out the trash. Don't throw it, don't throw it away. Okay. Get that information because you never know you're going to need that again. And when by them signing it and providing that to you, you make sure you let them know that by them providing their email that they are agreeing to any marketing efforts that you are going to be marketing with, all those logistics and legalities. Put that stuff out there so that they won't say, oh, well, I didn't give so and so permission to market. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you give me your email, I'm a businesswoman. If you give me your email, you giving me every right to market, because I'm gonna make sure that you see that. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, no, yeah. So I'm telling you right now, verbally too, verbally and written, okay. Um, so, but if you don't want it now, let me know, and of course, I will not mark it, okay. But it will be good stuff. It's not gonna be bad stuff. I'm not here to waste your time. So anywho, another great thing you want to do is feedback collection, online surveys and feedback forms for the audience members. So this is where, and now I would say not only just for the audience, I would say for the staff too, because you want to make sure you got good staff, and you want to make sure that the staff like working with you, and that you're providing everything that makes the concert the best that you can make it. So you want feedback from your audience as well as with your staff. I say that because even though you're paying your staff, you're still working together as a team, and you never know, you might want to work with them again, so you want to have that good feedback. But especially with your audience, you definitely want to know, how was the concert for them? What did they like? What did they think could be improved? Whatever it is, those are great feedback, so that when you do things like this again, it's going to be much more effective and more impactful for your audience, and much easier to market to them. Okay. Additional resources, it says, music arrangers, look for professionals who specialize in Motown arrangements, graphic designers for high quality promotional materials, vocal coaches to help refine your performance for a specific genre. I'm pointing at myself for a reason. So if you need a vocal coach, high quality vocal coach, come reach out to Irma Joyner. I got you. Okay. An event planner. If the scale of event is large, consider hiring a professional. I always recommend, by the way, to hire a professional if that is in your budget. Don't just fling anything together. If this is a big thing, go ahead. If you can get the funding, or the sponsorship behind it, because that's another great revenue, not revenue, but way of pulling in money to help you put on a fabulous show for your community or for your concert, is making sure that you get some additional backing. Okay. And then it says, remember, the key to a successful Christmas concert lies in meticulous planning, ain't that the truth, effective marketing, and delivering a performance that connects emotionally with your audience. Enjoy the process and have a wonderful concert. I like this. I don't know about y'all, but I like this. This right here. Do you know people pay? Now I'm not trying to make anybody lose them lose their job. Now, if you're a great planner, honey, I back you 100%. I love working with people. But I am sharing this because there are people who may not have that money to pay a planner, or they just need some additional assistance with something that they're doing, right? So I say utilize ChatGPT to create your concerts. I used it to help me create and plan for my Christmas concert, and it is going mighty well. I don't have any complaints. If I could leave, I'm gonna leave a review for ChatGPT right now. I love ChatGPT. It has helped me so much. And even with, like, I know a lot of people got really nervous when ChatGPT came out because it made it where, well, I can't say it did make it. Um, I'll put it this way: a lot of freelancers were feeling like, well, this computer thing is going to knock me out of work, but in fact, it kind of really didn't. I really feel like what it did was it made their work a lot more effective and impactful, because the knowledge that they had at that time was just their knowledge. See, ChatGPT pulls from an infinite amount of resources to help it create what it creates. So it's not like you're limited. Now, yes, given those individuals could have done more research to find out these other things, but that's what made, I think, competition even more steep and more challenging. But I think what ChatGPT has done as well is it has allowed people to figure out how to really cartel their specialty in what they do to be more impactful for their audience and in their demographic that they work best with. So I honestly think that it has done a lot more good than what a lot of people at that time might have been thinking. And I honestly feel like a lot more people are feeling that way because they see, oh, if I actually utilize Chat GPT in this manner, I'm not losing a job. I'm actually gaining more of an opportunity to do a better job and to help a greater number of people and serve people in a better way. So with that being said, I really hope that what I shared this evening has been extremely helpful to you guys. I'm going to stop sharing so that I can come back as normal on my screen. Hold on one second. There we go. Hey, there we go. Um so yes, I hope that what I shared this evening to you all was extremely helpful. um I know that I made my channel to be able to help people learn how to sing and improve their confidence and performance, and my overall program anyways, Voice Launch Masterclass. That course in itself is to really help push the singer to a new height and development and developing themselves, boosting their confidence. And we will be launching, by the way, really soon. We have what is it, Black Friday coming up, so I will be having a special for that as well, so stay tuned for that. Follow me on social media, please, if you feel like this is going to help you, or someone whom it's going to help. I don't like asking people to follow me, but I do not mind saying, hey, if this is serving you, or this is impacting you, or adding some value to your life in any way, please feel free to share, follow, subscribe, click the notification button so that you will be aware when I'm going live and when I'm posting content on here for you, so that you can take advantage of those free resources. Okay. Speaking of the free resource, for those of you who stayed to the end of this video, thank you so much. I just wanted to make you aware that I have a free resource for you, and it is in the description bar below. I'm going to make sure when I get off the screen, by the way, I did set up a description, but I want to make sure that everything is in alignment. So you guys give me a few minutes after we get off here. I want to make sure that all of that stuff is updated properly, because I got off the live because the sound wasn't working properly, but now it is. But what I have for you is a guide on planning your own event. Now, this guide, you can utilize it for anything. It is basically for planning a concert, but you can use it for any type of event. It doesn't have to be just for a concert. But what I did was I created a work excuse me, what I did was I created a guide for you that is going to help you to create those things that you need to prepare for your concert and help prompt you along the way to make sure that you are providing yourself or thinking about those things that are necessary to have to make the best event or the best concert. So I have provided that information. It will be in the description. You can go ahead and just click on that and download it and utilize it how you'd like. So I hope that it serves you well. And again, with anything that you need to use it for, not just for concerts. If you have any kind of other event planning, I think it just works well for that in itself. Okay. So before I get off, does anybody have any questions about anything we went over? Is there anything you need me to answer for you? Because I'm here. I'm here for it. Share this with anyone you feel like this will be helpful for. You guys, Christmas is around the corner. Thanksgiving is coming next Thursday. So if y'all are planning for anything, um, like a Christmas event or a Thanksgiving event for the family, and you need a step-by-step guide to help you along the way, go ahead and utilize that free resource I just put out there for you. If you're, maybe you want to put on a concert for your family or invite, someone to perform for you, or maybe you just want to put on the concert yourself, but you don't know what to do. Go ahead and access that free resource I just made for you. That's why I have it there so that you can utilize it and help you put together the best concert for you and your audience. Okay. In the meantime, you guys, I want you guys to listen out for when I do my concert. I'm going to make sure I post information about that on Facebook, Instagram, all social media. You will be hearing about it. Okay. And that will be December 10th. I'm going to be singing and performing, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, if you guys have any questions about anything, reach out to me in the comments. I do read the comments and I do reply. I love you all, and I thank you so much for being a part of my community here on YouTube. It is amazing. I love sharing knowledge. I love helping people and teaching people and inspiring and motivating people. Um, it is something that makes me happy. I think that's actually one of the reasons why I love to sing, because I love motivating people. I love empowering people. I love helping people. And I love to serve. So thank you so much. And I love creating. I'm a creator. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a creator. I'm a creator. So anywho, I love you guys. Peace and blessings. Stay blessed by the best. And I will talk to you guys next time.